tough losses.
Mhm.
You guys had good performances though. So what about Louisville are you guys preparing for? What are their strengths? Just specifically about them, what are you focusing on?
Yeah, I think we took a lot from the last two games. We've learned a ton, both with and without the ball. And I think just implementing the little things about what we do in possession. I think Louisville's a really strong, athletic, very direct team. So I think it's going to be really important that we're switched on when we don't have the ball, ready to track all the runs and do all the little details right. I think will be really big in this game. Um, Obviously, we had two strong performances, I think, the last two games, but we're missing just some of the fine details that are both make winning and losing games. So it'll be a lot of focus on that. And we're just happy to have had a week of training together. So we're excited going into this game.
Yeah, how much of a difference does that make having all of the internationals back and for you to even just having 1 week under your belt together? Like how big of a difference is that compared to your preparation for, let's say, last game against Kansas?
Yeah, it makes such a difference. I think we were missing a lot of key pieces, both on and off the field. So to be able to play full field 11v11, to be able to mimic what Louisville's going to do in our trainings has been huge. And I think going forward for the next few weeks, we're just happy to have everyone back and to continue to build the relationship and cohesiveness will be important.
And for you with like your back line, you guys have been up against some really tough challenges. Barbara Banda, Temo Shawinga. How have you guys stayed connected as a unit? It's obviously so important that you guys have a strong bond even off the field. So how do you guys stay so connected to handle those challenges?
Yeah, it's been challenging. I think obviously having faced both Orlando and Kansas City recently, some of the best attacking front threes and individuals in the whole league. So it can be a little bit defeating, especially when we concede goals as a back line. We pride ourselves in clean sheets and things like that. But I think one of the really important things for us is to just continue to do the little things right and to continue to lean on each other. We're going to make mistakes. A lot of us are new playing together, so there's going to be that building period. But I think it'll be super important just to continue to trust each other and not be afraid to make mistakes.
And one more for me before we hand it off to Tony. For you personally, it's only your second year in the league, but have you found yourself stepping into a leadership position and how has that felt for you?
Definitely. I think I was so fortunate enough last year to play behind some incredible center backs, Abby Dahlkamper, Naomi Gurma. I came in wide-eyed and ready and eager to learn. So I have all of them to thank for what I've been able to carry into this year. I'm trying to lead a lot by example and being able to express my experience in a positive way. So definitely taking a little bit more of a leadership role, I'd say, but I'm super happy and excited and have everyone before me to thank for that.
Looks like we have a question from the crowd. Tony, thank you for joining. We'll have you go next. Go ahead.
Thank you for that. I just want to ask you about obviously the level of physicality that's been happening this season. We've seen you be in positions where it takes you a little bit to get back up, but just of the nature of the position, what has that been like for you coming into starting more roles here this season?
Yeah, I think it's a part of this league for sure. I think I personally kind of play with my body on the line and put myself into really vulnerable positions, but it's not something that I do just for myself. It's definitely for the best interest of the team. So if I have to get my body into some tricky tackles, I'm happy to do so. And I think it's kind of a trending direction of this league. It's getting really physical, it's getting fast. And I think being able to be vulnerable and put yourselves in some of those uncomfortable positions is really important. And I think that's something that in my role I'm willing to take on at full force. So yeah, I definitely think it'll be really important today and going forward for this year.
And what have been the successes in terms of adjusting in game? There's been a lot of that, whether it's in the first half or second half, to really be able to kind of carry and be able to handle the opposition that you face, the great Kansas City, Barbara Banda, you've been able to adapt, not just you, but the team as well.
Yeah, I think we started in Orlando. I think we did a great job of killing exactly what they wanted to execute and also sticking to what we wanted to execute at the same time. So I think that was really strong for us. And I think in Kansas City, the momentum maybe came a little bit too late, but by the 90th minute, we were hitting our stride and doing the things that we wanted to do. So I think this game will be important and going forward to kind of find that balance in getting our momentum and kind of forcing our style of play from the jump and quickly shifting the momentum towards us and as best we can, especially on the road, that can go a long way. So it'll be important for us to execute our game plan, play without fear, and yeah, impose our will.
No, you're
Perfect. Thank you.
all right. Thanks, Tony. We will have Jonas.
Thank you. Jonas, last press conference, we spoke about just being able to string up 90 minutes of a game. So what steps has the team taken in this time to really move into that format to be able to string up a complete game?
I mean, we obviously worked on a lot of things, but all in all, it's about creating more clarity in how we want to do certain things and getting our priorities right and being on the same page. And the more of them we will have aligned, the better possibilities we will have to have a consistent performance as well.
And then how are you preparing, as we just talked with Kennedy about the physicality of the league and the direction it's going? How do you prepare a team for that eventuality that this is not just a transitional game, but every third is going to have its own set of challenges as well?
I think that's normal. When you play, I think this is what soccer is about. That you have to handle all aspects of the game. It's not only about doing one thing. If you want to compete in the best leagues around the world, you need to be able to handle all aspects of the game, and that's what we need to do, and that's what you need to do in this league as well.
How has training changed now? It's not preseason, it's not the first game. You have some games under your belt, some travel home and away. Is there any different pace in the way that training's being handled as opposed to the beginning of the season?
In what way, you mean?
As opposed to now you know the players, their tendencies a little bit more. Are you being more focused on the player or still managing the play style over anything?
No, I think of course it's comes down to being in the beginning. You need to put a foundation for everything, but and some of those building blocks are there now. So of course that allows us to be able to work a little bit more on the details here now to refining things. But we're still very early on in the process. So we continue to work, we continue to build. And like I said before, we will need to find a way in order to develop and grow during the seasons and not only during preseason.
And then one final question is, what's something from this group that you've seen that they've shown you during training that maybe hasn't come across during the game so far, but you know that you're working towards?
No, I think what you see in the good things in the games, you see in the trainings as well. We see, and this is the positives we can take from both the Kansas game and the Orlando game, to saying like when we are doing things well, we can compete with the best teams in this league, and I think that's a real strengthening sign for us. Then it's about for us to be consistent and of course doing it on an even higher level, but more importantly doing it more often during the games. So I think what we see in glimpses of that is really positive in the games, we see in training as well, and we just need to keep on building on that.
Really appreciate your time. Thank you. Safe travels.
Thank you.
And I'll just add one. Obviously, when you look at the standings, it's early on. We know things can change, but you see Louisville's below us, but they have the same record as us. So how do you be sure you obviously respect them? What are those dangers that you're looking at specifically about them that some people might not have seen from them yet, considering they're lower on the table?
Yeah, I also think when you see their games, I think they're played from a statistic perspective. All the games been quite even. They concede very little chances. They don't create loads either, but they have created more than they have conceded. Maybe they also have been a little bit unlucky only having the amount of points that they have now. What are they doing well? They work extremely hard for each other. A team that works really hard out of possession. They run a lot of meters for each other. I think they have some physicality in in their crossing game. There's some players that are good in the air, some tall players, and they commit a lot of players forward in that crossing phase. So you really have to be good and handling that. So for me, I'm full of respect for Louisville. I know it's going to be a tough game here tomorrow, so we need to do our absolute best.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Jonas. We will talk to you later. Thank you for joining.